Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Hey there, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show is on the air. 110 million TV homes strong, 150 radio stations. That's right, we're TV and radio at the same time. Thanks to Bloomberg Television, Bloomberg Fiancero, as well as BizTV, and not to mention iHeartRadio and BizTalk Radio Network and American Forces Radio Network in 175 countries and all the ships at sea. Welcome, Todoroff, our executive producer in studio, as well as Mike Costa and the Day Trader Quattro. Can we have a big hello to our band here today?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You know who used to play with James Brown? No. Brian Jordan.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude.
And Dave Matthews.
When did you play with Brown?
Oh, here we go. No, here, put him in the
Q&A.
pull down the light bulb and put him in the chair in the middle of the room. I never liked you. He also played with Lauryn Hill.
Really?
Yes. Kent Wilson, we've had on the show a number of times, really great guest, and we're going to be following this stock pretty closely going forward. Alpine Holdings is the name of the company. He is the founder, CEO, and president of the company, and of course, their stock symbol ALPP on NASDAQ. And I think the thing for me, when I think in terms of where we're moving in the world, this solid state battery sort of feel, the drone feel. It seems like to me that these guys are at the tip of the spear, sort of pre-peak on everything. This is like beach volleyball was in 1986.
Interesting.
Right? I mean, remember how it exploded? I would have liked to have been there at that point.
St. John Smith, Randy
Right.
Stoklos.
Yeah, this is almost like when you went from the Motorola flip phone to the iPhone. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Right, and I think what I'm saying is he's at the right place at the right time.
Quantum leap.
In fact, Kent, let me ask you about that, because everything you're involved in, you're sort of like, we're not even pre-peak yet. You're right there. How did you sort of make the decision to go in that direction?
Well, with our business model of DSF, and we've talked a little bit about this before,
Yeah.
we're actively looking for companies in our driver category that fit that exciting, relatively new, not bleeding edge, but leading edge.
Right.
And we've accomplished that with a few of our subsidiaries, one of them being ElectJet, which is our solid state battery company. And then the other one is Vayu, which is our aerospace drone company. And both of them have, reside in billion-dollar markets for opportunity. And it's up for us to go out and grab that with, our exciting products. So that's what we're working on.
And I think we need to talk about that. Let's talk about the Vayu side of it, because this is really exciting stuff here. If you think in terms of aerial automated intelligence, it's something we have never even probably heard of, many of us anyway. Talk about that, because there's some real leaps and bounds going on there with you guys in terms of security, safety, and even how this is manufactured. I'm going to let you take it away from there.
Well, we were presented a unique opportunity in 2020 with the acquisition of Impossible Aerospace and then subsequently Vayu Aerospace, which we merged together. But more importantly, the United States government said, we don't want any more Chinese drones. And so we're looking for companies that can build drones in the United States. And what options do you really have? A lot of the smaller companies make them in China and bring them to the United States.
Sure.
We are 100% US made. The electronics that house inside these drones are made by our sister company, which I'd love to talk to you on the show sometime about.
Yeah, we need to.
Called Quality Circuit Assembly. That company does work for companies like Rivian and some big name companies. But they built the circuit boards and the battery management systems that go into our drones. And so we have a unique ecosystem that allows us to be 100% made in the United States. And that's valuable.
Well, it is. And I'll tell you what's interesting is two of your drones, I think it's called US1, US2, can go 2 hours in the air on a single charge. But what's really interesting, talk about the G1, am I getting this right, VTOL drone? Am I right? Did I read this right on the website? Are we talking 11, 12 hours and 800 miles?
So I'm going to answer that, but I'm briefly explain the overall mission. Okay. The companies are solving three things. Very important. Time to how long can it go,
sure.
Right? How far can it go, right? And how much can it carry? The companies that are solving that dynamic, and they're opposing. right? Weight usually equals less time in the air, less distance. And so we're accomplishing a happy medium to get the maximum potential in all three of those categories. But the G1 is a VTOL, so it's a winged aircraft that can fly with lifts with motors and then flies like a normal airplane. That can stay aloft for almost 11 hours, depending on the weight package.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an incredible airframe. It really is an airplane that's flied by artificial intelligence to a certain degree, and avionics package that is pretty robust and very, how do you say it, proven and safe. The other airframe, the US one, which was developed, that originally was developed by a Tesla battery engineer. That can stay, it's a rotocopter, right? So it's completely batteries. That can stay aloft for 90 minutes. And the successor to that, the US 2, which is powered by our solid state batteries, can stay aloft, I mean, depending on the weight package, for 3 hours, an hour and a half easily with, 30 pounds attached to it. So it's a pretty impressive airframe onto itself. And it's out there really designed to solve the autonomous delivery of freight. Both of those airplanes do, or airframes do that.
Hey, Kent, as far as local, state, federal security of our nation, are we getting there where it's going to be mostly drones, or are we already there?
In some regards, we're already there. Prior to us acquiring Impossible Aerospace, our US-1 was a Sentinel drone piloted guarding our nuclear missile silos in Montana. It's a big leap, a big feat, if you will, to be able to do that. So the automation, and we're there, I think, in the United States, at least from an idea and acceptance of it. Now we just need regulatory bodies to allow us to do more.
I have a question. So I have a question for you. So Greg, would you ever, this is off topic, I'm going to get there, I promise. It's a long one, it's like a bad joke. This show is like a bad joke, isn't it? Would you ever consider driving in a driverless car?
Absolutely.
Would you?
Yeah.
James? Yes. Would you guys ever consider flying in a pilotless aircraft that was operated by part artificial intelligence, part mission control? Would you ever consider that?
Man, that's a tough one.
Would you?
If Kent was
No, yeah,
doing
of
all
course.
the
Yeah.
piloting,
Stop kissing
sure.
butt with the client.
No, not in a million years.
What about you guys? Yes. I would too. Let me tell you why. Because I look at your airframe, Ken, and you know where I'm going with this. I look at your airframe on the airplane frame, and I thought to myself, first of all, it's lighter. It looks more stable. The thing about driverless cars is there is no human error.
Right.
There is no human error. This is best practices, best in class. Doesn't make mistakes. In fact, if there are crashes with driverless cars, who causes them? Other human drivers. Are we ever going to get to the point where your type of technology is big enough, robust enough, and FAA-able enough to perhaps transport troops or passengers or cargo?
Yeah, cargo definitely. And let's call a spade a spade. Every Airbus and Boeing has an autopilot that, frankly, can fly the plane and land it. So the technology's there. That's an interesting thing. That's going to take some user acceptance. But our goal right now, one of our use cases with the G1 and the US-2, is to ferry, whether it be military, think of your forward operating base, and you can expel, 100 pounds of ammo in a firefight in 5 minutes. Well, you're going to need to be replenished pretty quickly.
But I'm thinking, look at so I'll tell you, my daughter's flying to Singapore, lands in 4 hours. Been flying since a 17-hour flight. Okay. I'm thinking to myself, who can't help but think when their kids or their family, or their loved ones, or even yourself, it always crosses your mind.
Always.
But it wouldn't cross my mind if it were flown by much like a driverless car. I'm just wondering what you think the adoptability is going to be, because you know where this is going 10 years from now. You're going to have this completely licked. You're going to own this space completely. And there's got to be a place where somebody's going to be knocking on your door and saying, hey, we have an idea. We're the U.S. government. We're here to make your life better. We'd like to start having you manufacture aircraft for the military. I mean, am I dreaming about that, you think? Or because you talk about the cargo thing.
It's on the forefront of it. When you really think of the advent of AI, right? So the difference between an autopilot now, it's really just an algorithmic program that's following a flight and path instruction.
Right.
A great example, my uncle was a pilot captain for Northwest Airlines back in the 90s,
Right.
80s, 70s. And, on a flight once, he tells a story how he could just feel slight shimmer. Turned out the wings were frozen, the landing stuff.
Oh, I
He was
see.
smart enough to realize he had to drop to a lower altitude and circle for about an hour for that to de-thaw. If that would have been any other time frame,
Yeah.
he would have run out of fuel trying to land it and probably crashed the plane.
Yeah, right.
And that's where the human element of just feel, right? But AI, as it matures out, will be able to have some of those humanistic characteristics that are important. So your short answer is yes, we'll get there. We're the tip of the spear in many avenues of it. That's not diminishing any of the other guys out there, but we're definitely leading it.
Kent, can't wait to talk to you again. I as always, just really interesting to talk about how all of the companies work together. I mean, you created yourself an ecosystem in terms of vertical integration, all in one company. Name of the company, of course, Alpine 4 Holdings. ALPP is their stock symbol. Alpine4.com. That'll be available at bigbizshow.com. Also, I'll put it out to our 100,000 social media followers. Thanks, Kent. Appreciate it. More Big Biz coming up.